The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 241 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Silver Light Side Star Wars playing cards from Theory 11. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. And we have the light silver Star Wars playing cards in a matte white finished tuck box with a bunch of silver foiling on the front of the tuck box. On the front of the tuck box, you got a sneak peek of that back design, and the design is embossed, so you can feel like the texture of the design. On the side, it says "Luminous begins are we," and then you got the dark side and the light side symbols there on either side, and it's also embossed. Other side has that same pattern, and it says "May the Force be with you." Then on the bottom, you got the Disney logo and the Circuit Trova, and then premium playing cards. Theory 11, Lucasfilms Limited, made in the USA. And then you got that kind of like more foiling there. And on the back, it says Star Wars playing cards there. And you got more like Star Wars themes. So you got a bunch of the ships down there, and then you got the dark side and the light side symbols there. I hope the dark side. I don't know all the symbols from Star Wars. I've seen most of the movies, but I don't know. I can't remember everything. And then you got the a lightsaber there and a lightsaber on the other side there, and it's also embossed, so you can feel like, the texture of it. And it has some glossy white spots also in it. And then for the seal, you got a circle, a black circle seal with some silver like chrome designs on it, and it says "Join the Rebellion." And then you got the little different language down, like the Star Wars language, and that probably says "Join the Rebellion" as well. Then you got the Rebels symbol there. And on the top, there's some text right underneath the seal, so we can't see it, so we don't know what it says. Then you got those two logos again. And then on the inner tuck flap, it says "Stay on target." Then you got another ship there, and then two X-wings off to the side. And then on the inner tuck flaps, you got two other ships. I don't know all the types of ships because there's so many. But you got two of the same on each flap. If we take the cards out of the box, on the inside of the tuck box, it is just plain white. So pretty much just the outside of the tuck box on the inside, like the same color, the matte white finish. Nothing too crazy going on inside there. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with that back design. Here we have a mirrored back design with the standard white border going around. And you kind of slightly saw the design on the front of the tuck box. Here, when you look, it looks like a ship up here at the top. It looks like a ship going into hyperspace, so you're looking through the window when it's going into hyperdrive. Then you got R2-D2 right there in the middle. And you got some more of that like text, like the Star Wars kind of text. Then you got a bunch of X-Wings there. You got the Rebels logo, and then you got the Dark Side logo. And then this is pretty much mirrored on the other side. Then you got the lightsabers on either side, and then another symbol there on the other side. And it is mirrored, so if you flip it over, it's the same design in both directions. And it's a white back design, like base color with the gray design over top. And then for the cards you get, first we start with the Star Wars and Theory 11 will add card. So it says Star Wars there, so you got the Star Wars logo. And that says Premium Playing Cards, Theory 11, Lucasfilms Limited, made in the USA, and the Disney logo. And then you got like the hyperdrive kind of little lines there. Then you got C3PO, R2-D2, and Chewbacca there. And then the other side says pretty much the exact same thing. It just has like stars instead of like the hyperdrive lines. And then for the first Joker, it says Joker, Joker there, and then you got BB-8 there in the middle, which is a little lighter arm out. And then for the second Joker, you got another little droid bot, and it says Joker, Joker there. I'm not entirely sure his name, so there's that. Then you got the custom Ace of Spades there. It's a nice big spade there. It has a bunch of, I was going to say gold metallic ink. No, it's just like a goldish brown kind of colorway there. And then you got the X-Wing there on like it's like almost, it's like Yoda's planet. I can't quite remember the name, but it's when Luke crashes on Yoda's planet, and you got the X-Wing there in the water, and then you got Yoda down there. And then for the rest of the cards, the spades, you got the custom spades. So you got like the half and half design. So you got like a half solid. You got the half normal like black colorway. And then the other half is like black and silver stripes. And that might be metallic. If I don't I dropped it. It's a decorative classic. When I drop the cards, but if we zoom in, no, I don't know. I don't think it's metallic. It's just some black and gray lines. So it's like a half and half design that goes throughout the rest of the spades. And we get to the custom core cards. These are fully custom, and all of them are different Star Wars characters. So the first three is you got Boba Fett for the Jack of Spades. And you got like Queen Amidala for the Queen of Spades. And then you get the Dark Lord himself, Darth Vader, with his lightsaber on the King of Spades. And then the Queen, no, Ace of Diamonds is slightly custom. It has a little design there. And I want to say the Slave One, Boba Fett's ship, the Slave One, but I could be totally wrong. But that's what popped in my head when I seen that. I could be wrong, but you got another ship there. And then you got the same design aspect for the diamonds. It's like a half and half, except for this time there's no stripes. It's just a half of the lighter red and a half of dark red. And that goes throughout the rest of the diamonds. Then you get to the custom aces, no, the custom core cards for the diamonds, Jack, Queen, and King. And then you got three more characters. And forgive me, I might not know all their names, but I'm gonna say, well, I'm just gonna guess and say Lando Calrissian. But I could be wrong, but that's who's popping in my head for the Jack of Heart Diamonds. And for the Queen of Diamonds, I want to say, I don't know, Ray pops in my head, but I could be wrong. And that's what pops in my head for the Queen of Diamonds. And then for the King of Diamonds, you got Luke Skywalker there, and then he has his lightsaber, and then his robotic hand. And then you got the clubs. Here, the core cards are fully custom once again for the clubs. And you got that half and half design for the club design. The half solid and then the little half stripes. And then you got the King of Clubs, which is, I forget his name. I want to say Darth Sidious for some reason, but I don't know if that's correct. Emperor Palpatine? It could be Emperor Palpatine. So that's what I'm thinking. And then for this character, I have no idea who that is. So comment down below if you know. And then for the Jack of Clubs, you got Kylo Ren. It was his like fancy looking lightsaber. And then you got the half and half design, which we already saw on the court cards. The clubs. Then you got another little ship there on the slightly custom ace of clubs. And lastly, for the hearts, then we got the court cards here. And then you got the half and half design with the lighter red and the dark red. And then for the King of Hearts, you got Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then for the Queen of Hearts, you got Princess Leia. And then for the Jack of Hearts, you got Han Solo. I almost forgot his name there. And then for the rest of the hearts, this is that half and half design. And you get to the Ace of Hearts, and it is the Millennium Falcon. And the last card in the deck is the 311 Add card. Now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. Since these are made by Theory 11, so they were made in the United States by the United States Playing Card Company, so they should handle fantastic. But we'll just do a little bit of quick testing. So first with the springs. In the first spring, they do feel a little bit. They're definitely slightly on the stiffer side, but you can still bend them fairly easy. But you can definitely tell they're stiff. They have a little bit of stiffness to them, but they're still pretty smooth. So no issues with the springs. Just slightly on the stiffer side. Now for the fans. As you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the pips and numbers. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. Pretty consistent every time. Now on to the Pharaoh. And they fared pretty evenly there. No real issues there. I had to slightly push them together, well, because I wasn't pressing hard enough down. But anyway, they unlocked and weaved flawlessly. Now for a giant fan of that back design. Now for that reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse Pharaoh is a little bit more smoother. They interlocked and weaved like more smoothly there. And flawlessly there, no issues there. Now for a giant fan of the faces. Now time for the Riffle Shuffle or Bridge Shuffle. Well, the first couple riffles, they're not going to feel like the smoothest, just because you have to, like, break them in. But once they start getting broken in and shuffled a few times, then they get nice and smooth. There's no real issues with the riffle shuffles. They work every time, they're pretty nice and smooth. No stickiness or clumpiness to them. Now on to the packet cuts. Well, there seems to be no issues with the packet cuts whatsoever. They packeted in pretty nicely, and they didn't feel like overly like slippery at all. I felt like no slipperiness to them. Okay, I cover packet cutting, like just cutting them, was the only slippery part. Like doing this was the only slippery part, like the other ones. Pretty nice and smooth. Pretty much average packet cuts. Now on to the one-handed cut, or Charlier cut. Now time for the dribble. Oh yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with the dribbles. They're really nice and smooth, and they feel nice. Like these dribbles for these cards are like super nice. So definitely no issues there whatsoever. Now time for the spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, I gotta say, this has been a fantastic deck. So if you're a fan of Theory 11, I would highly recommend picking this up. There's three other colors. There's the Dark Side Silver Edition, and then there's the two regular, like the blue and the red. So the Dark Side and the Light Side, they're the regular colors. This is the Light Side Silver Edition. Yeah, you got a fantastic back design there with all the little Star Wars like references on it. And then you got the custom faces there with the half and half designs there, the colorway. And then you got the fully custom core cards with all the different characters there. So just a fantastic design. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, then I would highly recommend picking these up. Or as a fan of playing cards in general, this is a great deck. And they handle fantastic. There's no issues whatsoever. Nice and smooth in every aspect of the shuffling and the movements. So overall, fantastic design and fantastic handling. So overall, this is a fantastic deck from a fantastic company. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 241 of a daily deck review, and this has been the Silver Light Side playing cards from Theory 11. Did I say the Silver Light Side Star Wars playing cards from Theory 11? And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.